Good morning, coaches. This is Melanie Mitro, and today I want to talk to you about running successful challenge groups. I can say that this has been the cornerstone of my business, the way that I got started, and the thing that is the biggest driver of my success is my ability to lead a group of individuals to reaching their health and fitness goals. This is the start of you and your coaching experience. We all came to this place today because we have a love for health and fitness. Most of us have had transformations, or we're currently working towards reaching our own health and fitness goals. So there are lots of things that you emotionally and physically have gone through in this process. And your job is to help other people overcome them and feel supported and encouraged along the way. Now, getting people to sign up for your challenge groups, that's just the first step. The hard work truly begins when they're enrolled in your challenge group. And we want to make sure that they get the best experience possible, because ultimately, your challengers are your advocates to help you grow your business. So you want to make sure that they are having success. Now, you can't help everybody. There will be people that will sign up for your challenge groups and they're just not ready. They will invest the money. They will tell you that they're all in, but you will see them fade away. After a week, 2 weeks, sometimes even after 30 days, you'll see people fall off the wagon. But that doesn't mean that you necessarily did anything wrong. It just means they weren't ready. It wasn't the right time in their life. And that's okay. Try not to take it personally. But there are a few things that you can do so that you can take a step back and say, you know what? I gave it all I had. I did the best that I could. And I can say that I truly tried everything in my power to help this person succeed. So here's how I run successful challenge groups. Enrolling people into a challenge group is one thing. Then you want to get to know people, because that conversation you had when they were wanting to sign up, they may change the things that are priorities for them. So you want to ask them what their why and their goals are. I have a document that I've created that basically says, tell me why you're here. What's your emotional reason for being a part of this challenge group? I want you to tell me what keeps you up at night, that stresses you out about your weight loss or about your nutrition. A lot of people, it's medical. Some people, it's physical. It's self-confidence. Whatever that might be, find out that reason. Then, you know what? Just like anything in life, we don't want to look at the big picture. We get overwhelmed. Same thing with our weight loss. We don't want our challengers to say, oh my gosh, I have 100 pounds to lose, or I have 30 pounds to lose. We want them to say, in week 1, I just want to work out every day, or I want to cut back the sugar and creamer in my coffee. I want to lose 2 pounds, or I just want to have more energy. So we want them to identify what it is that they want to stick to in the first week of the group. Then let's break it down into 30 and 60 and even 90-day goals so that they can see there's benchmarks along the way that we are going to measure progress. And that will really help us to take it into smaller chunks and not focus on the bigger picture. So I do that in the first week of my challenge groups. I call that my pre-season. It's plan and prep. And you know what? We should take our pictures. We should take our measurements, because how often does your body not change? You don't see that physical transformation when you look in the mirror every day. But when you take those measurements and you compare those pictures, it shows a whole different story. So encourage your challengers to do that. And then spend some time helping them get a meal plan under control so that they are starting day 1 of their workouts feeling confident in their food and their workouts. So you're setting them up for success right from the get-go. Now, what I do with my challengers to keep them engaged is I check in every single day. Every morning, I post at the exact same time. It's usually between 7 o'clock and 8 a.m. in the morning. And my challengers know that there will be a daily post from me. And I use my own challenge group guide that I've created and, of course, have shared with my dream team. So I use that, and then throughout the day, I make sure I go in specific times of the day. Usually it's nap time in the afternoon, and in the evening, I check in. I don't just like their posts. I don't just like their daily check-ins. I add value. I comment, I give suggestions, I share recipes, we troubleshoot problems. I sometimes off the cuff will ask a question to evoke a response in the group. But I want to make sure that I'm there. I'm not just liking their post, because what happens when somebody just likes your stuff? You eventually stop commenting. You eventually stop posting in the group. But when you know somebody on the other end is going to answer your questions and is going to add value, you want to be a part of it. So what I do is I make sure that they rate their day. They have to say on a scale of 1 to 5 how their workout went. 1 meaning they bombed it, 5 they rocked it. Same thing with their food, 1 to 5, and then Shakeology, yes or no. Did you drink your shake or did you not? That way I'm ensuring that every day I know that people are doing what they need to do, and I can identify if anybody's struggling from that daily post. Now, there's always those people, they don't like to post every day, or they fall off the wagon and they were posting really strong for a week and then they just disappeared. Once a week, I go through my challengers and I send them a personal message if they haven't checked in that week. Just saying, hey, I've been thinking about you. I've noticed you haven't posted in the group in a few days. Is everything all right? And I get some feedback from them. And a lot of times my challengers will say, hey, I'm doing great. I've just been really busy with life. I've still been exercising. I've still been eating healthy. I just didn't get time to check in. I don't want you to think that I quit, but I just want to, I want you to know I'm still here. Great. Perfect. Then sometimes you'll get people that say I've completely fallen off the wagon. I don't know what to do. I was embarrassed to share that in the group. If I wouldn't have reached out to them, I would have never known. They would have faded into the darkness. I would have just thought they gave up and they didn't care. And so by me reaching out and saying, is everything okay? I found out what the root of the problem was. I was able to help them get back on track and encourage them to post in the group a little bit more. Then you're going to have those people that you reach out to and they're never going to respond back. And every single week, I say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's going okay. Let me know. Either way, if I can help you, I understand life gets busy, but just check in with me. Sometimes you never hear back, and sometimes you do. And that's okay. Sometimes, like I said before, people just aren't ready to embrace a challenge group. And a lot of times people will come back around at the end and say, thank you so much for not giving up on me. I know I gave up on myself. Would you please take me back? I'd like to do it again. I'd like to start over, have a fresh start. And of course, I always say yes. Because you know what? You never know if this is the defining moment that they're ready for and they're ready to go. So there's also within the challenge groups, your daily posts. If you notice people stop conversing, they stop sharing, they stop posting, find ways to spice it up. Do a contest. Take a picture of your Shakeology and the most creative person wins a clean eating book or a free shaker cup or a sample of E&E. You can do that. You can take pictures of your food. You can do Flex Friday and your favorite, share your favorite recipe. How do you combat, ask people for input. If you ask them to add value, ask them to share tips, they will respond. So, and then as you find out what posts get the most response, make sure that that's something you do every single time you run a new challenge group. That way, you're always keeping high quality content in your groups. Again, remember, can't change everybody. We can do our best. We are a source of motivation, of support and accountability, but we can't make somebody do it if they're just not ready. So, do your best, forget the rest, have a good time, don't be too serious, and lastly, don't be a workout dictator. So you don't want to go in there and always be constantly saying you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Always spin it positively because you don't want people to be afraid to post in the group because you're too harsh or you're too strict with the way you run your groups. So I hope that helps you, gives you some good tips to running successful challenge groups. Good luck, keep going, and have a great time.